Hello there, Bick Benedict here. We're playing Uncharted 4, and this is my crushing difficulty guide and walkthrough. We're currently on Chapter 3 of 22. It is entitled The Malaysia Job. So, I don't have a problem with this chapter. You might be wondering, why even say that in the first place? Well, some of the chapters in this game, there's a few that just don't have any gameplay to them, but this is perfectly fine for me. I like this chapter. You're not going to be seeing any treasures on this walkthrough because I already have picked them all up. And while we're here, I just wanted to go over the the way that I make these walkthroughs, and you might wonder, what do you trim out and what do you keep in? Well, if it's a skippable cinematic, those will never be in the walkthrough. But if it's a if it's a cinematic look, the cinematic lookalikes, there's scenes that when you press the pause button. Oh, by the way, you have to press L3 there to be able to open the back of the semi here. But when you press the start button on the lookalike scenes, it doesn't say skip. So any scene that that cannot be skipped is included in the walkthrough, and all the videos are going to be output at 4K 60, and I think that's one of the issues that I wanted to make. And this is a guide redux, by the way, just to let you know, because I was very dissatisfied with the walkthrough that I made back in 2017. I think it was 2016. I'm not sure. It was around the time when I had a heart attack, and I remember that night in particular. I had just cleared chapter 13. The really difficult chapter, and no, the chapter wasn't the cause of the heart attack, even though it could have been, probably, if you think about how hard that damn chapter is. But no, in all seriousness, it has nothing to do with that. But I did have a heart attack around that time, and that project, I didn't put enough love into it. I think mostly because I didn't like it enough. And my opinion has changed of this game. I really respect it, that it's competent, because these days when games come out, it's just a flip of a coin whether the game's going to be broken or not. And Naughty Dog, you can always count on them to be competent and deliver quality products to you that don't require so many patches on the first day that it comes out. Some of these developers are just absolutely shameless the way that is, but I really like. I would have to say that I think Naughty Dog, all of Naughty Dog's games are good. Just like all of Dickens' books are good. They're just good storytellers, and they make good games. Naughty Dog does, not Dickens. But I do have to say, though, that the sensitivity of the camera, it does not increase in speed. I'm talking about the look sensitivity. It does not increase in speed if you put it on any of the performance modes. I was hoping that we could get a faster camera spin, but it's just not the case. It would never happen on fidelity mode, but I was thinking maybe with the increased frame rate we can get a camera that can move around faster. But as much as I've said good things about Naughty Dog, I will give them one criticism that I'm not going to hesitate to say. I believe that their camera is possibly the worst camera of all modern shooter games, because this game is it's just an irony and a hypocrisy at once. And let me explain what I mean by that. It's because stealth is highly encouraged, and the stealth sections are quite complicated as you get into the game. But whenever I break the stealth and people hear me, and then you go into a gunfight, it just feels like you're punished unduly, for having to partake in the combat. And it's not just because of the camera. You know, we all had the same camera for brutal difficulty, and that was perfectly fine. But enemies are just so cheap in this game, and just flank you all over the place. And one of the main issues it really is the accuracy of the enemies with their grenades. The grenade accuracy is just absolutely abhorrent. They should be a little less accurate. It's just ridiculous. You'll open your mouth, they'll throw the grenade right in your mouth from, an absurd distance away. And the punishment for getting hit with the grenade is not death, but it's close because you get staggered, helpless. You flail around, waiting to recover. And if anybody hits you at that point, because you'll be on the verge of death, you'll quickly see the game over screen. And it just makes the game less fun and less like I want to partake in the combat. I'd rather just do the stealth. But what I was saying about it being an irony and a hypocrisy is that this is a cover-based shooter. However, ever since Uncharted 2, they have started to remove your ability to shoot around cover. But it's particularly egregious in this game because you cannot do it hardly ever. And that, what does that mean? What does that tell you? Well, it tells me that they want you to go behind cover, not shoot around cover. But the cover that they give you, almost, it just feels like 90% of the time. But 90% of the time, the cover that they give you crumbles, it disintegrates, it's destructible, and it's not helpful. So that's, one irony that I'll never understand. Yes, I understand you don't want me to shoot around cover, so I will get in cover, but can you ever give me some worthwhile cover? That's the long-standing question that we'll have to delve into deeper, I guess, on later chapters if we have the time. But anyway, this has been chapter 3. I will see you in the 4th chapter. Hope that it helped you out. And until we see each other again, or at least hear each other again, please take care.